Good morning class. Today we will study kidney. So what is kidney? The kidney are the pair of excretory organs which are situated on the posterior abdominal wall, one on each side of the vertebral column behind the peritoneum. That is, they are retroperitoneal and they lie one on each side of the vertebral column. The location is, the kidney occupies the epigastric, hypochondriac, lumbar and umbilical region. You know all these regions when I taught you the abdominal cavity. So it occupies 4 of these regions, and the function of the kidney is to excrete the unwanted waste products and maintain the pH of the blood. The right kidney is slightly lower. You can see here the right kidney is slightly lower and the left kidney is slightly higher, because above the right kidney there is liver. Next, we know the shape, size, weight of the kidney. The kidney is 11 centimeters long, 6 centimeters broad and 3 centimeters thick, and it weighs 150 grams in males and 135 grams in females. Now comes the external features of the kidney. How the external features of the kidney are: the kidney is composed of 2 poles, 2 surfaces and 2 borders. So 2 poles is the upper pole, you can see, the lower pole, the upper pole where the suprarenal area is written, and the lower pole where the jejunal area is written. So these are the 2 poles of the kidney. The medial and the lateral border of the kidney, you can see the medial border of the kidney where the inferior vena cava is attached, and the lateral border is on the opposite side. It has an anterior surface and a posterior surface. The anterior surface is irregular and the posterior surface is flat. Then there is a hilum in the kidney. The hilum of the kidney is the depression which you can see in the medial border where the inferior vena cava, aorta and pelvis are gaining entry and exit in the medial border. That depression is known as renal hilum, and this renal hilum is the entrance to a space within the kidney which is known as renal hilus. If you cut the kidney open, you will find a space inside the kidney which is known as renal hilus, sinus. So renal hilum is the entrance to that space which is inside the kidney. The next we can see the relations of the kidney. So the relations which are common to both the kidneys, that is, in the upper pole there is the suprarenal gland which we can see in both the kidneys. In the medial border, the kidney is related to the suprarenal gland above the hilum and to the ureter below the hilum. You can see in the picture very clearly. See, in the hilum we can see the structures which are there, like the inferior vena cava, the aorta and the pelvis. They have they are actually situated from anterior to posterior side. The anterior side is the inferior vena cava, behind it is the aorta, and to the posterior is the pelvis. Then the posterior relations of the kidney are also same on both the sides of the kidney. So the posterior relations are the diaphragm, the medial and the lateral arcuate ligament, psoas major, quadratus lumborum, transverse abdominis muscle, subcostal vessels and some nerves. So diaphragm, you can see the diaphragm, the psoas major and the quadratus lumborum. These are the muscles of the posterior abdominal wall. The psoas major muscle originates from the T12 to L4 lumbar vertebrae and inserts into the lesser trochanter of the femur, and the quadratus lumborum, it originates from the iliac crest and inserts into the lower border or the inferior border of the 12th rib. So they lie behind the kidney. And the subcostal vessels, these are the vessels below the last rib. They are known as subcostal vessels. Then the anterior relations of both the kidneys are different because the structures related to the right and the left side are different. So if you see the right kidney is related to suprarenal gland, the second part of the duodenum, the liver, the hepatic flexure of the colon and the jejunum. The left kidney is related to the suprarenal gland, to the gastric area. The stomach is there on the left side, the spleen is there on the left side, pancreas, colic area, that is the splenic flexure of the colon, and the jejunum. So these are the anterior relations. So next are some coverings or the capsules on the kidney from within outside. So the most interior is the fibrous capsule. This is a thin membrane which closely invests the kidney and lies in the renal sinus. Normally it can be easily stripped off from the kidney. The perirenal or paranephric fat is outside the fibrous capsule. It is a layer of adipose tissue, and it is thickest and it fills up the extra space which is in the renal sinus. The next is the renal fascia. The renal fascia is a dense fibrous tissue and it anchors the surrounding structures to keep the kidney retroperitoneal. And the last, that is the most outside, is the pararenal or paranephric fat. It is a fat which is present behind the kidney on the posterior side and on the lower pole of the kidney. It provides cushion to the kidney. Now the external features are done. The internal features of the kidney. Now the coronal section of the kidney shows the outer reddish brown cortex, the inner pale medulla, and a space known as the renal sinus. So you can see in the diagram, you can see in this diagram the outer cortex, renal cortex is written, renal medulla. The renal medulla is the inner portion and it contains the pyramids, the major calyx, the minor calyx are present in the renal medulla, and some branches of the renal artery and renal vein. They all are situated in the renal medulla. So the outer area of the kidney is known as the renal cortex, that is the coronal section. If you cut, the outer darker area is known as the renal cortex, and the middle or the inner area is known as the renal medulla. Now if you see the vascular segments of the kidney, the vascular segments are the apical, the upper, the middle, posterior and the lower. You can see the diagram of the kidney. These are the segments. These segments are important for the artery to divide and subdivide. So if you see the blood supply of the kidney, the aorta divides to form gives the renal artery. Renal artery divides into 5 segmental artery. Each segmental artery divides into lobar into interlobar, then arcuate, then interlobular and into the glomerulus. Now if you see here, the renal artery is dividing into the segmental arteries for each segment. And then if you see in this diagram, the renal artery divides into the segmental arteries, the segmental artery into the interlobar arteries, which is in between the pyramids in the renal columns. Then the interlobar artery divides into arcuate artery, which lies above the pyramids, and interlobar artery divides into interlobular arteries and that into glomerulus. So this is the blood supply. If you see the venous supply, if you see all the veins actually take the blood, deoxygenated blood outside the kidney. So all these veins unite together to form the renal vein, and this renal vein deposits all the deoxygenated blood into the inferior vena cava. So this is the basic concept of the kidney. Now if you see the clinical anatomy of the kidney, in the surgical procedures, the 12th rib is resected sometimes to reach the kidney. This can be dangerous because it might open the pleural cavity. This is because the kidney lies under the cover of the 12th rib. The other things which can happen in the kidney are the renal stones. These stones are made up of hard deposits of the minerals and the salts inside the kidney, and they lie in the minor calyx, the major calyx, in the pelvis. Next, renal cyst can happen. These cysts are the fluid filled cyst in the kidney. They are symptomless, but in polycystic kidney disease, these can hamper the normal functioning of the kidney. Then the nephritis. The nephritis is the nephrons become inflamed. The functional unit of the kidney, which is known as nephron, they become inflamed. Pyelonephritis, it is the inflammation of the kidney due to some specific bacteria, especially gram-negative bacteria known as Klebsiella, etc. And then tuberculosis can occur in the kidney, and the tumors can occur in the kidney. So these are the disorders which happen in the kidney. And some congenital disorders are there. Bifid pelvis, the pelvis and ureter can divide into horseshoe shaped kidney. The lower pole of the kidney can become fused together. And then the ectopic kidney, the kidney can be anywhere other than on either side of the vertebral column. So this is all about the kidney, and if you want to know anything else, any questions, you can call me on my number 7830 624 643.